Before we get started, I'd like to make a quick little disclaimer. All of the content in this video is mainly just my expressions and observations about rollable smartphones. Of course, we've seen only one concept so far, and hence it's tough to make big decisions. So, for simplicity's sake in this video, I will be assuming that rollable smartphones of the future will actually be manually controlled and not actually motorized, like was shown in the first concept video of a rollable smartphone. Anywho, on with the video. Hey guys, it's AVD. I hope all of you guys are safe and quarantining right now. Of course, if you've noticed already, this is my brand new graphics package. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about it in the comments section down below. Well, if any of you have watched MKBHD lately, he posted this video called The Rollable Smartphone. Though it was mostly a Q&A, he had a section where he talked about the rollable smartphone, which is a new type of smartphone concept. So this got me thinking, and I decided to do a lot more research on the topic. So this is everything I've got on rollable smartphones. Of course, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and smash that notification bell so you can voice your support. So you guys ready? Here's the rollable smartphone explained. Well, to start things off, rollable smartphones aren't exactly as new as you think they are. In fact, last year, with all the hype of foldables, there were actually some reports of LG and Sony making their own renditions of rollable smartphones. TCL, however, was the first company to show a rollable smartphone to the public. And when I mean public, I mean the media. And of course, this was on the 5th of March at an event which was held at New York. Oh, by the way, if you guys want to know who TCL are, they're this company that makes a crap ton of TVs each year. I mean, it's kinda understandable though why they held that event, cause, hey, they specialize in displays. Now, of course, there were a lot of interesting concepts that were shown to the media, but obviously the triple fold variant of the foldable smartphone and the rollable smartphone were emphasized on a lot. And obviously, they got the pick of the attention from the media. Now yes, it would have been really cool to have seen a working prototype of the rollable smartphone at that event, but what we got from TCL was a mock-up video and a phone with a paper screen on top of it. Apparently, there is an actual working prototype of the smartphone stuck somewhere in China. And yes, I know it would have been awesome if they could have got that phone to that event, but I'm sure you all know why that wasn't possible. Now, what we did get from TCL at this event was a concept video of the phone. And this shows the UI of the smartphone changing accordingly to how far the screen is stretched. So if it's fully stretched out, you have more of a tablet UI, and if it's fully contracted, what we have is more of a smartphone UI. And honestly, this works really well, switching between the two UIs, and this also feels a lot more fluid than what we have currently with foldables. Now, this also got me thinking with the mention of foldables, because foldables and also most other smartphones which we have today have this problem of aspect ratios. Now, say we're actually watching YouTube videos, and yes, most YouTube videos are made in a 16:9 aspect ratio. Well, there's this issue which we have. Say when we want a video to fill the entire screen of a phone, we have stretching and distortion in the video. Well, this could be avoided actually with rollable smartphones. Software could be built in rollable smartphones, and well, it could detect the aspect ratio of the video you're watching, and then tell you how far to stretch the screen accordingly, so you can view the video without any cropping or distortion. Thus, we're actually solving a massive problem here. Again, this is an idea I came up with in a couple of minutes, but again, there are umpteen possibilities which companies could build on in the future. Anywho, like many people have said at this point, rollable smartphones just make total sense. And hey, they bring a lot of things to the table, so here's just a few cases I found during my research. Well, of course, the first one is the display size issue. Today, in terms of size of display, we have mainly three types of smartphones. Big smartphones, Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, for example. Well, mid-sized smartphones, say iPhone 11, and smaller-sized smartphones, say the iPhone SE. Now, an idea I came up with is, say we have an actual vertical rollable smartphone. We can have it start at 5.2 inches and then extend all the way up to 6.9 inches. So then the person who uses the phone can actually accordingly roll the smartphone out to how much he or she actually wants the screen size to be at. And thus we're actually solving a major display size issue. Well, if we have both vertical and horizontal rollables in the future, what we could see, and I mean take this as a possibility, is the condensing of smartphone lineups. Well, if you have a look at current smartphone lineups, say the iPhone 11 lineup, we have the iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max. Now my point here is that, well, you see we have plus-sized variants of phones nowadays, and Well, at the end of the day, they're mostly copies of, the smaller phone. That is, the iPhone 11 Pro Max is nothing but the iPhone 11 Pro, but just with a bigger 6.5-inch display. And not to forget, a bigger battery. Now, when we have both vertical and horizontal rollables, we are able to actually condense the smartphone lineup by actually combining the plus size variant and the normal size variant into one. And what this helps achieve is fixing the naming scheme problem which smartphones have today. I've seen people get confused often with the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. And yes, rollable smartphones can help avoid this. And also, companies can also start to fit bigger batteries inside of their rollable smartphones, so you get the best value for money possible out of that smartphone. Guys, just remember though, this does not help relieve any supply chain stress, because even though you're still removing one model from your lineup, you're still gonna have more of that single model to manufacture. Guys, smartphones nowadays have incredible power in them. And well, I could see happening in the future, and what you guys should look out to in the future is for rollables. Here's why. Well, you guys remember TCL's concept, right? And yes, this was the same concept which I showed at the beginning of the video. It's up on screen right now, by the way. So, what this allows a phone to do, of course, is to roll out into a tablet. So what we have is a phone which changes its UI based on which form factor you're in. If it's the phone, you have the phone UI. If it's the tablet, you have the tablet UI. And also, one thing about rollables is just their adjustability. I mean, the more adjustable a phone, the better it is, because you have more freedom to do what you want to do. Well, if you have a look at a foldable, for example, there are two states a foldable can have: folded and unfolded. Rollables, on the other hand, have a lot more states that they can be in. In the sense, there is no two-state restriction to you. You can roll out the phone to how much ever you want it to be rolled out to. And in the end, this leads to more freedom to the user. So what we have in the end is something that's very adjustable, and is also something that can be very powerful for a user. Because it's difficult to predict how far we're going to be in the future, especially because of the mind-boggling rate we're going at in terms of development right now. In the end, we're combining two devices into one, a smartphone and a tablet. So what we get in the end is pretty much a lot of power in someone's pocket. So if you want to do some graphic designing, hey, your phone can do that now. Honestly, this form factor is probably going to change the way we perceive smartphones. And to be fair, well, this is going to be a big step in the future of actual morphing smartphones. Now, when we have a morphing smartphone, essentially what I mean to say is a smartphone that can morph shape. So your smartphone could be your wristwatch, or it could even be Edith. Wait. No, cut that out. Crap. But what I mean to say in the end is, of course, that foldables and rollables are two massive steps in the right direction. That is, of course, wearables. By the way, yes, wearables are the absolute future of technology, and that's, of course, the direction we're headed in right now. So yes, guys, keep an eye out for rollables. But remember, at the end of the day, it's another implementation of the flexible display. And I'm sure you would have heard this somewhere. Well, I'm talking about MKBHD and Mr. Who's the Boss, by the way, who've made videos on it. So of course, I highly recommend going and checking out those videos if you want some more info on the topic. And yes, links to their videos will be right below the like button. By the way, the only issue which most of us can see with rollables at this point is just the durability of the displays. So if that is improved, then rollables are definitely phones which would come out definitely in the next 5 to 10 years. And 10 years is definitely a maximum according to me. Well, that's gonna wrap up everything for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and smash that notification bell so you can voice your support. I know this video is coming out pretty late, so apologies for that. I'm Abhinav Dileep, this is AVD, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.